What is going on, Holotable Heroes, and welcome back to another Galaxy of Heroes video with me, your bald boy Scribe. I thought today we would do something entirely different. That's right, a man with 3 buttocks. No, that's some other kind of British comedy. No, I thought we would do something different, and for a change we'll mix things up and do an Order 66 raid video. But I'm talking now about what are the best teams you should farm and in which order, and this applies to people across the entire player base, okay? I'm going to start off from the beginning where you should start off and end up at the end where you should be ending up, because that's why they call it the end. Just like I am a massive bell. And here we are now. Unfortunately, big poo-poo, my raid isn't active yet, and I would like to go in there and play things and have a good time. Can't show you any of that. Really makes me upset, but I do have a little summit for you. Okay, so I've got an Order 66 farming path here. This is the order everybody should be going in. Now ignore the relic levels that I've got on my team. I know, I have everything. I'm a big Whaley endgame player, that's how it's going to be. But it doesn't mean I don't know how I would get here if I was progressing organically, like I'm doing with my free-to-play alt account. My free-to-play alt account has only done this raid once. It is a 6-month-old, 0 money spent, not being boosted by some big guild. It is in a small 100 million GP guild, and I was able to get 600,000 on that account with very little investment. Okay, so this is where we're going to start. Focus your initial efforts upon the Gear 12 solo teams. Now, can't necessarily Gear 12 solo with these two, but you can with Tarkin. Tarkin will require both Zetas if you are going in at low gears. If you've already got Tarkin at least sort of Relic 3, you don't need both Zetas, but you will need to have his Callous Conviction unique Zeta. This one over here is going to give him the damage output that you desperately need in order to survive and deal the damage. If you are at Gear 12, you will also need his Leadership Zeta, because this Leadership Zeta over here does give him 30% additional max health and protection, and that does really help make sure you don't die too quickly with that solo. Similar things can be said for the Hondo and the Nest setups. Now, I'm working on these on my alt accounts. As soon as I can find the minimum gears, I will be putting out videos for you. I don't have them farmed up just yet, but I'm working on it. The reason I put Hondo first, you don't have to do him first in this order. He is a Cantina farm. And I know that's a double-edged sword, but it does mean you can actually unlock him faster than Nest. Nest is a fleet farm, so that's a hard node that you will have to refresh if you really want to accelerate it, and you can also get additional shards from the Galactic Bounties event, right? I don't think that's available for Hondo. But I've only put him first just because he is a Cantina farm, therefore you could finish him in a couple of weeks if you've got triple refreshing available to you, if your crystal economy can endure it. That doesn't necessarily mean you only focus on these 3 characters and then you move on. With these 3, you'd be able to get yourself just under 1 million points, because they can all solo at the appropriate levels, 900,000 in total. What I do recommend is that whilst you are working on, say you've got Tarkin, you should be working on one of these Vanguard teams down here. The reason I've put the Tarkin team just below is to show you when you finish with Tarkin at Gear 12 and you can do that solo, you should be thinking about farming the Dark Side clones. Yes, only some of them are farmable at the time of this recording. Doesn't matter. Also, yes, CG are talking about potentially nerfing their performance in the raid. We don't know what's going to happen. Even so, even if they are nerfing, this is still a priority farm for everybody. Okay, I know it's late game. I know they're brand new units. I know they've got Cairo investment. If you want to have good performance in the raid, you are wanting to farm their shards at the very least, whilst you are working on your low-tier Vanguard team. Now, this is going to differ depending on where your account is in the game. Many of you watching this video have probably got some investment that's carried over from the Battle for Naboo raid. This isn't a prescribed Jedi Vanguard team. This Jedi Vanguard team here is supposed to be a representation of the Jedi Vanguard that you've got in your roster. Kelleran Beck, most important. He's just a hard node farm. He is accelerated. He is also used for the unlock of Bo-Katan Mandalore, and he does well in the raid as it stands currently. A lot of you, if you've got some investment, you will have some of these characters elsewhere. Shakti is a requirement for General Skywalker. Plo Koon is a requirement for GL Ahsoka Tano. Qui-Gon Jinn is a long-term standing decent investment in anybody's roster for GAC thanks to his Omicron. Ayla Secura, not so great, but she was used in the previous raid, so many people might already have a level of investment in her. If you do not have these particular Jedi, throw in other Jedi. It's as simple as that. Whilst you are working on these and you're working on these clones, as soon as the next units become available, you want to be focusing on unlocking Jedi Master Mace Windu. Okay, not because he's any good in PvP. He's not showing great performance there. He's decent, don't get me wrong, he's a decent unlock, but you want to try, if at all possible, to get him unlocked by the time he next comes into the game. This is going to be better for you than investing in Pirates and going for Galactic Legend Hondo. Ignore Galactic Legend Hondo for now. GLs can wait until you are in a good position. What is more important right now is for you to prioritize getting good points in the raid as quickly as possible. Alright, so whilst you have worked on your target and you are farming these shards, as you are getting these characters up to 7-star, it'll probably most likely start with Apo, then it will go CX2, then it will go Disguised Clone Trooper, and Scorched should be coming free-to-play farmable in about 2 weeks' time from the date of this recording, the end of July. Around the 23rd of July should Scorch be available. Now, obviously they're not going to be accelerated characters, but if they are hard node farms, you should be able to get them up to 7 stars in about 2 months' time. Yes, that takes some time. Don't forget the era battles. Hopefully you've gained some shards additionally from the era battles. Now, as it stands currently in the game, you can split these clones into 2 separate R9 teams. I'm not saying plan on that. CG may well nerf that and not have it available, but what I am saying is that if they do nerf the undermanned teams, you are going to want a full team regardless, and you would rather have a full team of Darkside clones than, say, Pirates. Trust me on this. Just run with me on this, okay? If it so happens that CG has decided that they are not going to nerf it, it's up to you whether you want to take these guys up to Relic 9. It's not a bad investment, but Relic 9 is a very expensive investment even today. You could take these guys up to Relic 5, Relic 7, Relic 8, Relic 9. Wherever you want to go, they are going to max score in the raid. It will be great. Potentially you can split them, but the split is difficult. Plan on a full team. Plan on a full team, and this carries over to a fantastic Lord Vader team. You will not regret it. So, whilst you are shard farming here, you can be gearing these Jedi Vanguard, the trash tier, just to be able to get you up. Even without Jocasta Nu, you can, to my testing, still score 1.8 million. The Relic 7 tier, without Jocasta Nu and Old Jedi, can still perform there. So you can go Relic 5, or you can go Relic 7, you can get the 1.2 or the 1.8, depending on your level of investment inside your Jedi Vanguard. I don't necessarily recommend going beyond. Relic 5 is absolutely fine, okay? Whilst you are getting there, you need to be thinking about the individual unlocks for both Temple Guard and Depa Billaba. Okay, these guys will be becoming farmable in about a months to 6 weeks should we get Temple Guard and Depa Billaba. The good thing about these two is their assault battle, Crimes Against the Republic, will be coming back very, very shortly. Every time that event comes back, you will be getting shards of Depa and Temple Guard. Now, bear in mind, Mace Windu over here is most likely going to appear when we finish the end of the era of the Pirates. Maybe slightly before, maybe slightly after. But the timing to get Depa and Royal Guard to Relic 5 is going to be the narrowest of margins. However, the era battles can only drop shards of both of those. Alright, if you've got the first 2 tiers done, you are in a fantastic position. If you manage to get that pack for Temple Guard up on the web store, it gives you 66 shards for free. Okay, head to the web store to find it. 66 shards for absolutely free. You've got to use the code Temple Guard in order to unlock it. Just go all in. Get these guys up as much as possible. If they are hard node farms, double refresh them. Focus on that because you want to be able to unlock Mace Windu when he comes back. You've got about 2.5 months, give or take. 2 months maybe. So that should be a priority farm for everybody. The reason I say that is that these characters here will serve you in the long run, and it will require a sacrifice from you in the short term. I understand you might have farming goals that you want to hit. Maybe your guild wants Reaver unlocked. Maybe they want Mandalore unlocked. Maybe they want Jedi Knight Cal Kestis unlocked. Believe me when I say the best investment that you can make and your guild can make is in the raid and not in TB, not in TW, not necessarily in GAC. Teams that help you perform well in the raid give you the mats in order to develop your roster in different ways, which then ends up getting better performance in stuff like TW and GAC. Okay? So trust me on this. Trust me on this. So long as you've got your fleet sorted and you're getting your 400 crystals a day from fleet, the raid should be your next primary focus and your guild should be on board with that. Finally, I've put Bad Batch at the bottom. This does not necessarily mean these are the lowest priority. What I want to try and articulate here around the Bad Batch is that they can perform particularly well in this raid, but they absolutely 100% bona fide need to be a full team. There is no short manning with Bad Batch to my knowledge just yet. I've heard people say you can do it without Batcher, but what I don't want to recommend people to do is to invest in their Bad Batch if it means they will not have R5 clones and they will not have R5 Depa Billaba and Temple Guard by the time Mace returns. If you have sacrificed your resources because you already have 7-star Bad Batch, but now you're out of gear and out of relic mats in order to get these people ready for Mace, you have done yourself a disservice because Mace will most likely not turn up for another 3 months, and that is delaying your capabilities of getting some really good PvP and raid rewards. Okay? That is my advice. I'm not saying don't invest in Bad Batch, I'm saying they are a lower priority. If you cannot sustain shard farming and gearing and relicking your Darkside clones and Temple Guard and Depa Billaba, you do not invest in Bad Batch. Okay? That is just my recommendation. I know that they have been farmable for longer and they had bonus drops recently and a bunch of people managed to get them up to 7 stars. I understand that. But just be careful about your relic investments. You can still get the points here from your Jedi Vanguard team. You can still get points here from Tarkin Solo. Or once you've got Apo up to, say, Relic 5, you'll be able to take Tarkin with Apo and potentially with Disguised Clone Trooper and start encroaching on higher and higher scores. That is a better investment because it feeds into your midterm goal of getting Mace Windu. Okay? I'm hoping this kind of makes sense. I want you guys to write it down. Start off early game players. You're going for Tarkin Solo at Gear 12. That's the easiest, lowest level investment for a good reward. After that, you can start working on Hondo and Nest. Hondo is quicker to farm, Nest is easier to gear. Whilst you're doing that, think about your trashy Jedi Vanguard. Beck is not trash, but there are some other characters that are not great. You can easily get the low-hanging fruit of a trashy team getting 300,000, 5-star Keller and Beck with 7-star other Jedi, Gear 11, Gear 12, nothing more than that, can get you 300,000 points. You can slowly invest and get those relic levels up. All this time, every time these clones have come out farmable, you jump on it like it's going to explode and you are Captain America. All right? You are there to protect the investment. You are there to unlock Mace. Not because Mace is phenomenal, but because Mace is only going to be here in like 3 months' time and then he's going to disappear again. You want to be able to secure long-term the ability to score good points in this raid. Alternatively, you could just take the clones up to Relic 9 and you can be happy with like 7.2 million. All right? Okay. After you have done these things in tandem, soon as Temple Guard and Depa are available, you try to get as much out of them as possible. 7-star them as quickly as possible, because when they come back, Mace will be just around the corner. You might have about a month when Depa is farmable to actually finish off this. Take advantage of those assault battles. Make sure that you've bought the pack from the store. After that, if you've got some spare resources, you can do Bad Batch. And that is the order that I recommend everybody go in. I know you might have to adapt it slightly to what you have, to what your needs are, but ultimately I'm here to try and help you get your guild box as high as possible, as quickly as possible. All right, leave your comments in the comments section down below and give this video a quick like, and I will see you all on the very next video. Peace out, and may the Force be with you.